Oh, hello, it is I, your boy Gomi, and we are back continuing more coverage of UFC 289, and today we're going to be looking at the true main event, the one that everyone mainly cares about, the one I'm pretty sure is probably going to do the most views, the one that everyone's going to be talking about. This is the fight that probably should be the main event, but there's no reason it would be. Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush. Yes, we're going to be looking at this lightweight title contender matchup. This is going to be for the next title shot, or at least it should be. Yes, even if Charles wins, and honestly, you know me, I don't really think I want to see rematches where the guy gets finished, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know if I'm very high on Charles Oliveira rematching against Islam Makhachev, but regardless, whoever wins this should get the title fight. It should not be the winner of the BMF title. They should get it after whoever fights this next. And I'll be perfectly upfront honest with you. I want Dariush to win. But is that who I think is going to win? Regardless, let's look at the tail of the tape. This is going to be a lightweight matchup. Charles Oliveira, 33 years of age, 33 wins, 9 losses, 9 KOs, 21 submissions, 5'10" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 74-inch reach advantage, 2.37 takedown average, a 61.52% significant strike accuracy, and yes, he is a plus 126 underdog. Yes, Oliveira is the underdog. A lot of people are backing Beneil Dariush. Charles Oliveira has significant wins over Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler, and Tony Ferguson. That's a good resume. That right there is a very stacked list of 4 fighters he have wins over, and that's just because I cut it there. He then extends it to Kevin Lee, Jared Gordon, I'm crazy, Nick Lentz, David Tamer, forgive me, Jim Miller, yes, yeah, and also Clay Guida. Very good resume. He has a very good resume. The last person to beat him was actually Paul Felder back in 2017, forgive me. Now facing him is going to be the dark horse of the division, the guy everyone's been counting out, the guy who should have gotten a title shot God knows how long ago, Beneil Dariush. He's going to be 34 years of age, 22 wins, 4 losses, 5 knockouts, 8 submissions, 5'10" in terms of height. Southpaw stance, 72-inch reach disadvantage. He has a 1.95 takedown average, a 53.73% significant strike accuracy, minus 150 favorite, with significant wins over Mateusz Gamrot, Tony Ferguson, CDF, and Drakkar Klose. Blech. Always struggle with his name. Now, I lean towards Charles Oliveira. Yes, everyone is going Dariush, and I want Dariush to win. But I don't know where it came from that we started so heavily thinking Dariush is the champ killer. I remember after he beat Tony Ferguson in an extremely lackluster performance, domination, but extremely lackluster, people put him as number 3. People put him over Dustin, I believe. Put him over Gaethje. Put him over everyone but Charles, really. And I never saw it. Like, Beneil Dariush is very talented, very skilled. He's got pretty solid striking, but it can be sloppy at certain points in certain scenarios, but his wrestling and jiu-jitsu is absolutely excellent. In fact, honestly, Charles Oliveira has the jiu-jitsu advantage, but Beneil Dariush has the wrestling advantage. And as we saw with our good old buddy Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira, yes, he outstruck him on the feet, which is insane to me, and that's why he won primarily, but he also dominated him in the wrestling aspect, and that also did a really good job to kind of solidify him as the victor and the dominant fighter in that fight. But the thing is, I don't see Beneil Dariush doing that. I don't think, because look at this. Look at Charles Oliveira's records. Yes, he's been hurt in all these fights, dropped in all these fights, 10-8'd by Chandler, yes. But what is the difference? They were all excellent strikers. All excellent strikers. Gaethje, Dustin, Chandler. They were excellent strikers, and Charles Oliveira still beat them. He beat Gaethje basically by striking with him because he dropped Justin Gaethje with a solid right hand, dropped him, got on the ground, and submitted him. I saw that live, and I was very upset because I was rooting for Gaethje. But, yeah, I threw out my voice screaming for Gaethje not to tap, but regardless. That's how he beat Gaethje. The only person he beat with wrestling was actually Dustin Poirier, because Dustin Poirier made some grappling mistakes. Dustin, everyone thinks he's got no jiu-jitsu because he gets submitted. No, he's got good jiu-jitsu. He's got really good jiu-jitsu. He has poor wrestling because of his hips. And Oliveira was able to exploit that, and also the fact that how tired he was from being on top of him for pretty much all the second round. That's how he wins. Charles Oliveira is a very good striker. He's got solid wrestling, but not as good as Dariush, but probably better grappling in terms of BJJ. Charles Oliveira, I feel, is going to outstrike Beneil Dariush. And we've seen Beneil Dariush can become a sloppy striker. When does he become a sloppy striker? You pressure him. Yes, he won this fight. He won this fight against Klose. And that's where actually, believe it or not, the meme with Rogan, Onik, and DC, where they're all sitting there that everyone uses, that actually came from this fight. Little known fact, not many people know this, but it came from Beneil Dariush's knockout over Drakkar Klose. Believe it or not. But yeah, that fight, Beneil Dariush had an extremely lackluster and boring round one where he just sat on his back, but it was very efficient. He had showed off good jiu-jitsu. Then, round two, they were striking with each other. Drakkar Klose was beaming him with shots, hitting him hard shots. And then Dariush just started swinging wildly, and he out-wilded him, basically. The point is, Charles Oliveira is more established with his striking, more established in the people he's beaten, and that's why I feel he has the advantage, and I feel that's where he'll exploit it. Because you look at Beneil Dariush's resume, they both fought Tony, but Beneil fought a worse version of Tony, but both of them fought kind of a corpse of Tony, to be honest with you. So ignore that. So then we're going to compare Mateusz Gamrot. That's Beneil Dariush's best win, but Gaethje, had he lost to Fiziev, I would say Gamrot's a better win than Gaethje, but we saw how amazing Gaethje was against Fiziev, so Gaethje's a better win than Gamrot. Chandler's a better win than Diego Ferreira. Not even close. Like, Ferreira, like, he was struggling against Michael Johnson before he got that amazing knockout. And Drakkar Klose compared to Dustin Poirier. Like the resume is much there for Charles Oliveira. He's more battle tested. He's more shown. He's more proven. Because then again, like I said, you extend his winning streak. Beneil Dariush, I grabbed his best wins. He is on a longer win streak. But look at who you like add on it. Dober, that's a nice win. Moises, okay, that's a nice win. Frank Camacho. Yeah, I don't even remember that fight, to be perfectly honest with you. And he lost to friggin' Alexander Hernandez. Was that his debut? No. That was his debut, wasn't it? Oh my god! He lost to Alexander Hernandez. I saw the date. I was like, that's his debut, wasn't it? It's not a good look. And then you extend even further. Where is he? Yep, Barboza. Need the living crap out of him. You tell me. So hold on. You don't think Charles Oliveira's got good knees? You don't think he's got good knees? He was landing very efficient knees, striking against the best striker in the lightweight division, which is Dustin Poirier. Yeah, no. Like, from what we've seen on paper, Charles should be the favorite. But a lot of people are believing Beneil. I hope he wins, but if you ask me who I'm going to put my money on, if you ask me who I truly think is going to win, I think Charles Oliveira by TKO. But if that happens, they're not going to give Charles Oliveira a title shot, I don't feel. Like, they might. Charles Oliveira is actually a pretty big draw, so hopefully they do, but I just don't want to see Gaethje or Dustin fight for the title next. I think it should be someone else next. And honestly, I do want it to be Beneil Dariush because he's more of a He's a fresher face. I feel he'd be a funner fight against Islam, to be honest with you, because of his jiu-jitsu and wrestling. But yeah. Now, how can Beneil Dariush win? What are his avenues to win? What am I expecting from him? I'm expecting him to fight exactly how he did against how Islam fought against Charles Oliveira. I expect him to be more precise with striking. He is a southpaw, and we've seen that Charles Oliveira struggled against southpaws, but granted, that was also Dustin, again, best striker at 155. There's a few ways that I feel he could exploit his left hand, and he's got a power cracking left hand, able the way to just absolutely beam Gamrot. He could do the same thing against Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira, he keeps his head high and he has poor head movement. I stated this many times before, and I say this in my breakdown again when he fought Islam. Lo and behold, what happened? His significant strike defense is piss poor. It's awful. It's garbage. And the thing is, too, now we're going to talk about this more in terms of his wrestling. Charles Oliveira's wrestling is just only above average. He took down Tony Ferguson. That's it. He did not perform a takedown against Dustin or Justin or Chandler. All those were, Chandler took him down. All those were that he got those submissions against Justin and Dustin was actually, well, Dustin was standing, but Justin, he dropped them with his striking. Beneil Dariush, I feel, though, is going to have the better wrestling, and I feel like he might shoot for takedowns against Oliveira. I feel he'll be too smart in those grappling exchanges because he is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he has very good Jiu-Jitsu defense. I feel like he won't be submitted by him. He'll get him down on the ground, he'll dominate him on the top, and I feel that's his best avenues of winning. But his best avenue of winning is not going to give him a title shot, because there is an option. If Beneil Dariush wins, he doesn't get a title shot. Beneil Dariush used to fight more wild. He used to be more reckless. He used to fight more like a madman. He used to have more like wild and crazy shots, like his KO, spinning back fist KO against Holtzman. Like I said, the knockout against Close, Jakar. But the main problem is his last two fights against Ferguson and Gamrot. He was super, he just really did not push the pace. He was super inactive, and he was very content and coasting with a decision victory. He can't do that against Charles. He can't, because if he does and he gets another decision, guess what? He is not getting the title shot. I'm sorry. It's simple as that. Because you already know Dustin and Justin's going to have an exciting fight. Whoever wins, it's going to be an exciting fight, and they're going to give that the title shot unless there's a finish. Beneil, you need to get a finish. But that's the problem. He might be able to submit Oliveira. Knocking him out, I feel Charles is just a better striker. I feel like he won't get the advantage of him striking. He has to submit him. He has to go to the ground. He has to submit him. But if Charles has worked on his submission defense, which he probably did. I mean, getting submitted when you have the most submissions in the UFC is kind of embarrassing. He's probably worked on that, especially knowing he's going up against a talented BJJ black belt like Beneil Dariush. Their camp is not dumb. So I feel like he'll defend against submissions, and it might be Dariush on a decision. And if he wins a decision, he's not getting a title shot. But if it's a standing brawl, I lean towards Charles. But if Dariush can finish him on the feet, then boom, title shot. All in all, there's so many variables. My official prediction is I think it'll be Charles Oliveira by TKO. I could see him catching him in on a sloppy takedown from Dariush and catching him with a bad knee. I could see that really badly. But regardless, I think it should be a fun fight. It should be a fun fight. All depends on Dariush. Like I said, I know Dariush, he could not press the pace, which is annoying. But regardless, fun fight. Let me know what you think in the comment sections below. Once again, this has been your boy Gomi. Bye-bye.